Hello, Pep.
Hi.
Fraser from Sky Sports. Can you give us an update on the injury situation, particularly with regard to Fernandinho at the moment, please?
We'll see tomorrow. It's a little bit problem in the knee, but we'll see tomorrow.
How pleasing is it to have 6 of your players listed in the PFA Player of the Year team this year?
It's okay. It's okay. Normally the teams who win more, the numbers are better. You are more candidate, to win these kind of things. But that is not individual game, and everybody. So if this guy was nominated because it was 16, 17, 18 players around him, helped him to make a good performance. We are not in the position that we are because of these 6 guys. I'm happy for them. It's the same when we won the managers the month or the year, it's because we won the team. So we are not alone here.
So after a difficult week where you've had Spurs and then Manchester United, how difficult is this game against Burnley going to be? Just as difficult but in different ways?
Always it is, for the way they play. It's very special. They do really well what they do, and you have to prepare. We are prepared, and especially because it's at the end of the season, the last games, and everybody feels the pressure, to win the games. But today day off, the people rest, and tomorrow are going to prepare what we have to do to try to control Burnley's strength points.
And apart from telling the players maybe not to watch TV or read the newspapers, how much have you spoken to them about trying to concentrate and make sure that they know that the job is not yet done?
They know it.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. I know you would have preferred to have still been in the Champions League, but the fact that you now play Sunday, then have a week off, then have another week off, does that help you?
I said before, when that happened in November, December, or January or February, that helps a lot. And that's happened from Liverpool. In that period, it's better from Liverpool than us to be involved in the Champions League semi-finals. In that competition, you are not tired, you are not absolutely not feel anything of pain and nothing. So that is not involved. That is in a better position to be in Liverpool position, being in semi-finals, than not being in semi-finals like it's in our case. But when we are in this, especially in the toughest month here in this competition, is December, January, February, when they have 2 weeks in a training camp, and we have to be here every 3 days, Premier 3 days, that is a big advantage for the opponent.
How good do you think your team is?
Right now?
Yeah.
That's in good position. Good. So the most incredible thing is win Tottenham at home after defeat 3 days before in Champions League. They show me the character, the personality, the team that we are. They don't have to do anything else. They convince me. They want to try to win this title, because if done, we would not have done what we have done. So.
And can you just tell me what's the situation with Kevin De Bruyne?
Still is not fit. It's getting better. His clinical feelings is better, but it's not already fit.
Pep, Mandy from Premier League News. How much credit does Sean Dyche deserve for the job that he's doing? Because is it fair to say that Burnley are now a team that you almost expect to be in the Premier League?
A lot of respect.
And what do you think has made them a team that do manage to stay up?
Well, last season qualified for an incredible position, and this season fought a little bit more in terms of results in the beginning, because handle 2 competitions sometimes is not easy, but a lot of credit.
Hi Pep, David McDonald from the Daily Mirror. Liverpool could end up on 97 points this season and still finish second, which would be enough to win the Premier League in every other season virtually. What does that say about the standard that you and them have set this season, the quality of that standard? And can you see this rivalry between the two of you going on for many years?
I don't know what happened in the future. The standards we created last season, Manchester City. So the people knows that before we already plus points, close to 90s, now you have to be close to 100. So the standard was last season. And we helped to Liverpool to achieve that, and Liverpool helped us to maintain this level. So thanks to Liverpool, we are competing that we compete last season. And Liverpool realized to win the Premier League right now, you have to make a lot of points. That is, we communicate each other really well.
And you're 4 games away from domestic treble, 4 wins away from a domestic treble, which hasn't been done before. You did the treble with Barcelona 10 years ago. Are there any kind of parallels? Any similarities with now and
No,
and
we
then?
we are out of the Champions League. In that period, we were in the Champions League.
But in terms of going for 3 trophies for a treble,
Well, now I'm not thinking too much about that, especially in the FA Cup final against Watford. So I'm really concerned about this game against Burnley and after Leicester and Brighton. So I'm just focused on that, especially right now in there. So always analyze how many titles or at the end of the season will be at the end of the season. But not, I said before, it's not going to change my opinion of what we have done this season and how many titles we can still lift the end of the season. So all respects for my players and of course all respects for what Liverpool has done. So only I can say.
Hi Pep, Joe Jacks from The Guardian. Excuse me. Just to follow up on David's question, do you think in the future you're always going to need 90 points or more to win the title? Is this the new bar maybe?
Yeah. Next season Chelsea is getting better, United will be getting better. I think Tottenham is that, but at the end when you are 25 points in front of United or 22 against the other ones, if they want to stay there they have to increase the standard. Before it was easier, before everybody can lose for everybody. The last 2 seasons, last season in our case, this season 2 teams win a lot of games. They can win in everywhere. So that is, I think, the standards we put it. So it's like, when Usain Bolt make 100 meters race, so that is the standards, and the other people have to achieve it. It's 14 Grand Slams, Jack Nicklaus, so Tiger Woods. That is the standard. It's the same. 100 points a season. The teams, if you want to compete, you have to do that.
So to be Usain Bolt or Jack Nicklaus next season, what do you need to do to maintain your standards?
No, I will sign right now, maintain that level. I will sign right now in the Premier League, do what you have done last season and this season. No more. I don't expect more than that.
To maintain it then, how?
Yeah, it's enough.
How can you do that?
Push each other, knowing that the other teams are the same level than us, and focus every single game, then do what you have to do to win the game. Respect the opponent, work harder, and improve what we have do better this season. It's the only way I know. No, it's the only way.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
James Standard. It's obviously been an exhausting season for your players to have gone so far in every competition, but how much of a toll has it taken on you? How exhausting has it been for you to have to be involved in this?
No, I like the Premier League because the people say, no, I prefer the knockout competition. I like the Premier League because at the end that is a competition that what you want to live good. So at the end of life is try to believe in the good, have fun. And when you win the Premier League a lot of games, between games, you are happy. And when you don't lose, you are unhappy. And that you can go in now at competition and win 6 games in a row, you will win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup or the Champions League Cup or Europa League, and it's fantastic. But if you drop a lot of points in the Premier League, you are not happy. So that's why I like the Premier League, because it makes your life every day in the training session, your mood is better, you can convince the players easy way, because when you lose, you have to make a harder effort to convince them, and the results for themselves, the way you play, because you win and win again and win again. And what happened last season, your life was incredible, much, much happier and funnier, and you can live your private life better, and that is the reason why I prefer always to be solid and consistent in the domestic titles, especially the Premier League.
So do you feel like now, you're obviously older than you were at Barcelona, but after Barcelona you needed that year out, the rest, if you like. Do you have more energy levels now, do you feel? No, sometimes I'm tired, but it's like everyone in our life, but I'm good. The season was good, so I know a little bit the Premier League better than my first season. I know the players, the club, and everything much better. So it's not. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. And can I just ask about John Stones? He wasn't involved.
Yeah.
Midweek. Is it any issue there?
Yeah, and the day before it was not Danilo, and the other ones it was in Delft play in the same quarterfinals there, and after don't play in the next games. Now he's injured again a little bit, so now a decision. So I tried. Sorry.
Not a fitness issue.
No. No, it was a decision because what I saw, because Nico was incredibly important in the last month, 2 months, and the last 2 games didn't play or 3 games didn't play. So I try to be involved everybody. That is what I'm looking for the way, for what we need for one typical game. We need more specific qualities for one central defender for the other one. And that is the reason why. I thought between Nico and Bini going back was a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. The personality to play in Old Trafford, play 25 derbies, I think so. Bini, so that's why I choose for when it's long balls and frontal balls. So I prefer, for example, Nico and Bini because they are so stronger, but you have to make use more build up. For example, against Chelsea, plays high up. John Stones is an incredible player to read that situation. It depends of that. Sometimes I choose the players. When the teams play so high, I need maybe Leroy. When they play so deeper, David Silva between the pockets is an incredible player. It depends also the quality of the players. I choose the players or what I see in the training session. Sometimes they are a little bit more happier, more down. Also take for many reasons, but not for the quality, for the players, because I know them and I know always they compete good.
Hi Pep, Martin from The Sun. Leroy Sané's goal on Wednesday was the 157th goal of the season, which is a new record for a top flight side. No. How proud does that make you to have achieved another record?
By a lot. I love to score a lot of goals for respect this game, for the show how we want to attack and we want to do it in every single game, to respect this amazing game. And I'm so proud. Because even we don't have 157 goals and we have one guy who scored 60. No, everybody was involved. Sergio and Gabriel scored a lot, the wingers a lot, even attacking midfielders this season more than ever. So we cannot score a lot with set pieces because we are a small team, and that's why. So that's why I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased that the best 2 is from Man City. Manuel is the second one, so when both are there, it means that club always focus in make our game attractive. I like that.
Hi Pep, Sam Lee from Goal. You mentioned the character of the team today after the response to the Tottenham game, and you talked about it at Old Trafford the other night. I want to know, can you explain how that mentality happens in a team? Is it like thanks to Cheeky for buying the right type of players? Is there a group of players in the changing room that make sure everyone's in the right way, or is it you and the staff, or is it a mixture of
everything? Everything is part of that. Choose the right guys is important, especially as a human being. So every time we talk about the players, also I ask to Cheeky, ask how they are like a person, like a human being. The skills is easy to know it. One is that, and after, of course, the mentality of the players for itself. So you can say, hey, you have to do it, but they are not competitive enough, or they are not good enough. So it's difficult. I think that the squad, we don't have 1 or 2 or 3 players that 100 million pounds, but we have a lot with, with of course, expensive players. We have depth squad with a lot of quality. That's why. And of course, the staff, we push them, the physios push them, everybody push to do that. But even with that, the reaction, so in the bad moment is the most important, I think, detail to show the character of the team. When everything is going well, it's easier. But when you have big disappointments, and after how you react or stand up again quickly, that is the important part. And they show it the last season. And when we lost, for example, in this week against Liverpool, quarterfinals, and here against United, when we played incredible in the first half to score 4 or 5 goals, and after we lose that game, and after went to the Tottenham Hotspur away, and we won 0-2. So many times they show me, every time they tried, and I'm pretty sure on Sunday we're going to do it again.
After the Spurs game last week, who were the main guys who didn't need picking up? Who were the guys picking everybody else up last Thursday, Friday?
So I was not in locker room, but I think the experienced guys, and they talk each other. So in these 2 days after being out the Champions League, I didn't speak with the team. I just speak the right moment before the game. But I think they talk each other. They have a chat on WhatsApp and they communicate and they talk and they did it. So we spoke many times in ourselves. So that game belongs to you. So you have to do it. We have an ideas, but the game belongs to 157 goals. It was the players that scored it. So all the staff and the guys we are behind them, we cannot do it.